If this reoccurring cyclic event or events had effectively eliminated a great majority of life on Earth throughout the last 10,000 years, then what could have caused it? Based on geological research, there does not appear to be evidence of a recent asteroid strike that would be capable of inflicting such devastation. But there are clues that something took place. Evidence that could explain these cyclic gaps in human history.
Our first clue of any recent catastrophic event is found in the polar ice caps. For years, scientists have been taking ice core samples to study the history of our world. It is said that the layers of ice in the polar caps are unchanged for thousands, if not millions of years. As global events occur throughout our world, particles and atmospheric changes are sealed within the layers of ice, freezing and building over generations. Like studying the layers in rock, which geologists have been doing for years, polar ice samples containing even more untainted, preserved information. In these studies, researchers found layers of cosmic dust sealed in the ice core samples, repeatedly in a cyclic pattern of time. But these layers tell us something else. Due to the time that it takes for these ice layers to form, we know that whatever is causing this cosmic dust to come down to the ground, to Earth's surface, occurs very quickly and lasts a very short period of time. Not years or periods of world evolution, but only a matter of weeks or months. There is even more undisputable scientific evidence that shows this cyclic pattern locked into our world history. The magnetic field of Earth, a very powerful generator inside our planet, protects us from the solar winds. It encompasses our planet. At the same time, every field, every rock, and every field of the magnetic field cuts through the planet. Over time, this field changes very slowly over millions of years. We have a north magnetic pole and a south magnetic pole. They move slowly with time. Earth is a constantly changing planet. We have volcanoes all around the planet. We have a volcano ridge down the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. As lava comes up from the core of the Earth and solidifies, it creates layers of time that we can cut through just like ice core samples. The magnetic field of Earth, the orientation of those fields, at the time the lava cools, is essentially recorded in the cooling lava stratostructure. So over time, we can see the varying, slow changing effect of the locked-in magnetic field of Earth, giving us a recorded history of the magnetic field of this planet, which does occur very slowly over time. However, on a global level, we see something else. We see extremely abrupt changes occurring cyclically, locked into this cooling lava stratus layer, showing that multiple times throughout world history, in a cyclic fashion, the world has undergone some massive shifts in the magnetic field. Why?
In addition to modern evidence, countless warnings from civilizations that came before us record periods of great global devastation. Ancient records describe events that changed the world within virtually every region on the planet, dating back thousands of years. Catastrophes are described in detail, ending mass life and having implications on worldwide calendar systems. Records from the ancient Chinese depict a day in which the sun literally appeared to move backwards in the sky. Additional records of worldwide floods are also found throughout many ancient civilizations and religions, all of which are described as occurring not over a period of years, but weeks and days.
If you analyze all the scenarios and theories that could connect the dots between all of the uncovered evidence, there is only one plausible explanation. One event in particular that would have the capability to cause additional devastation similar to those in ancient texts, including flooding, fires, earthquakes, tsunamis, superstorms, quickly ending life in a great portion of our planet, and is actually believed to occur in precise cycles, just as the evidence shows. I am speaking about a geographical pole shift. A shift that mainstream researchers are finding to be quite real. It may seem inconceivable that our entire world could simply shift in space, but consider this. Like a top spinning on a table, it takes only a slight implication from an outside source, such as a breeze or a vibration, to offset the point of rotation and very quickly send it completely out of control. Our world works in a similar fashion, but unlike a top, our planet spinning in the vacuum of space, our globe would quickly find a new orientation and restabilize itself. To our planet as a whole, the effect of these events dissipate in a very short amount of time, but to humans and our fragile civilization on the thin crust of the Earth, the effects are devastating. Even right now, the speed of rotation and movement of the Earth is being monitored by scientific groups. You might be surprised to know that not only is the Earth not a perfect sphere, as it warps due to its spin, but it wobbles as well. So, really, how stable is our world?
If a geographical pole shift occurred today, the resulting effects would have great implications upon the face of the globe and human life as we know it. Are the catastrophes described throughout ancient history and the warnings they left behind for future generations actually plausible?
The result of a physical pole shift of the Earth not only explains the previous mysteries surrounding the polar ice samples and the sudden changes of the magnetic structure of the Earth, but it also supplies a huge piece of the puzzle into the big picture, a finding that answers a plethora of previously unexplained questions and research findings. You see, the physical makeup of our planet is not as solid as you might believe. If we take a look within our globe, we find that it is made up of many layers in which all walking life resides. Us is actually comprised of a small sliver right on the very surface.
From the inside out, Earth is comprised of the core, the mantle, and the crust. The crust of our planet is the layer in which all oceans and continents exist. The scale between the lowest depths of the ocean floor, believed to be the Marianas Trench in the South Pacific Ocean at 35,000 feet, to the highest peak on Earth, Mount Everest, located on the border of Nepal and China, with an altitude of 29,035 feet. All reside within this thin layer.
If you take an object and put it on a merry-go-round and spin the merry-go-round really fast, that object will move to the outside edge and might even fall off. This is what we call the effect of centripetal force, and actually plays a huge role in the makeup of every continent, island, and ocean on this planet.